Every 3 seconds, another senior is diagnosed with memory decline. Families are breaking apart because loved ones can't remember simple names. But hidden in NASA's archives is a brain snack that kept astronauts sharp under pressure. And here's the shocking twist. It's not a drug, it's not a supplement, and you can buy it at your local store. But most seniors walk right past it, never knowing the truth. Welcome to Senior Health Talks podcast, the place where seniors discover the science to stay strong, sharp, and independent. I'm Susan Miller, and today we're going to open a door most people didn't even know existed.
And Susan, this is a door worth opening. What NASA uncovered isn't science fiction. It's real food with real power. The same challenges astronauts faced in space, oxidative stress, inflammation, and memory lapses, mirror exactly what seniors face on Earth, which means if it worked for them, it could work for you. And Susan, this is a door.
Intriguing. Before we reveal what it is, let's ground this in reality. Many of our listeners know what it feels like to misplace keys, forget names, or lose their train of thought mid-sentence. And often they're told, "Oh, that's just aging." But is it really just age? Intriguing. Before we reveal what it is, let's ground this in reality. Many of our listeners know what it.
Not entirely. Aging is a factor, yes, but the bigger driver is how the brain is nourished, or in many cases, undernourished. The hippocampus, the memory center, shrinks faster when it's starved of antioxidants and omega nutrients. Add in stress and lack of sleep, and decline accelerates.
Which is heartbreaking because so many seniors think it's inevitable. They don't realize food could be part of the solution.
Exactly. And that's why NASA became so invested. Picture it, astronauts in orbit, bombarded by cosmic radiation. Their neurons are under attack. They can't afford brain fog while docking a spacecraft. So researchers tested specific foods with high neuroprotective value. And one of them stood out. Not a pill, not a lab creation, but something grown in the ground.
That right there gives me goosebumps because if it worked in space, it might just be the lifeline seniors have been waiting for here on Earth. And before we go deeper, if you're finding this conversation valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's the simplest way to stay connected with life-changing science that could protect your independence and memory. We bring you stories you won't hear in a typical doctor's office, and I don't want you to miss a single one.
I like that reminder, Susan, because this really is about independence. Imagine still remembering your grandchild's voice clearly at 85. Imagine still being able to play bridge or recall the lyrics to your favorite song. That's what this snack and the science behind it is pointing toward.
And we're not just dangling a mystery snack in front of you folks. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what it is, how to use it, and why it's hiding in plain sight.
But first, let's understand the bigger picture. Why memory decline feels like it sneaks up on people after 60, even though the damage has been building for decades.
David, you mentioned the damage builds for decades. That hits home because most people think memory loss happens suddenly, but are you saying the roots are planted much earlier?
That's exactly right. Memory decline doesn't start at 60. It's the result of years of silent changes. Think of it like a slow leak in your roof. For a while, you don't notice it. Then one day, the ceiling collapses. Inside the brain, small nutrient deficiencies, chronic stress, and tiny amounts of inflammation add up. Memory decline doesn't start at 60. It's the result of years of silent changes. Think of it like by the time you notice forgetfulness, your neurons have been struggling for years.
That's such a powerful picture, the slow leak. And I think many of our listeners are realizing right now, this isn't about age, it's about prevention. Which makes me wonder, did NASA really think about seniors when they tested this food?
Not directly. Their focus was astronauts. But here's the beauty of it. Astronauts represent an accelerated model of aging. Up in space, their bones weaken faster, muscles shrink quicker, and oxidative stress skyrockets. In a matter of months, they experience changes that look like what seniors face over decades.
So, essentially, seniors and astronauts have more in common than anyone thought.
That's right, which is why this discovery is so valuable. NASA needed foods that could preserve cognition, keep muscles strong, and protect memory. One food in particular stood out. The study showed measurable improvements in reaction times, better protection against oxidative damage, and even stronger memory retention. And here's the part that surprises most people. It wasn't exotic, it wasn't expensive, and it wasn't man-made.
Oh, I know people are on the edge of their seats right now. Gentle chuckle. But before we name it, I want our listeners to imagine something. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Do you want to be searching for your glasses every 10 minutes? Or do you want to be laughing with your grandkids, remembering every detail of their stories? Oh, I know people are on the edge of their seats right now. Gentle chuckle. But the decisions we make today, like learning about this food, can shape that future.
Well said, Susan. And I'll add one more thought. When seniors hear the phrase memory-boosting food, many roll their eyes. They've seen too many magazine covers or supplement ads that promise miracles. But this isn't marketing hype. This is peer-reviewed, NASA-tested research.
And that's why we're sharing it, because this is not about buying another pill. This is about rediscovering something natural, something proven in the most extreme environment possible, space.
And Susan, here's the cliffhanger. This food doesn't just affect the brain. NASA researchers found it also protected muscle fibers from atrophy. In other words, it helped fight the very thing seniors fear most, losing mobility along with memory.
Wait, you're saying one food helped both brain and body?
Yes, and that's where the story gets really exciting, because seniors don't just want to remember better, they want to keep moving, walking, living independently. This food showed benefits in both areas.
Wow, that's a double gift. And you know what? I think this is the perfect moment to remind everyone listening, don't just tune in for today's discovery. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss these conversations. We dig deep into the science that can change your daily life, and I don't want you to be left out.
Great point, Susan, because the research keeps evolving, and what we're learning month by month can really empower people to take back control.
And speaking of control, many seniors tell me they feel like their doctors brush them off when they bring up memory slips. It's normal, they're told. But is it really normal, David?
No, Susan, it's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. There's a huge difference. Memory decline isn't an automatic sentence of aging. It's often a result of lifestyle, diet, and overlooked nutrients, which is why this discovery is such a wake-up call. NASA didn't test this food for fun. They tested it because the stakes were life and death in space, and the results should make us all pay attention here on Earth.
I can feel our listeners gripping their armrests, waiting for you to say what it is. But I also know you, Dr. Harper. You want us to understand the foundation before you reveal the name.
You know me well, and yes, before I name it, I want to explain why it works. Because once you understand the why, it'll never just look like an ordinary food again. So here's why this food matters. Inside the brain, neurons communicate through delicate connections, but oxidative stress, basically free radical damage, erodes those connections. Now, most foods don't cross the blood-brain barrier effectively, but this one carries compounds that do. They reach neurons directly, protecting them like a shield.
And this is why astronauts used it, because their brains were under attack from radiation?
Exactly. Cosmic radiation can cause accelerated memory loss. So NASA researchers turned to foods high in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that cross into the brain. And the standout, pause for effect, blueberries.
Blueberries. You mean something as ordinary as blueberries kept astronauts sharp?
Yes, it sounds almost too simple, right? But that's the hidden truth. Blueberries aren't just fruit, they're packed with neuroprotective compounds that shield memory centers. In one NASA-backed study, rats exposed to radiation lost significant memory, except the ones fed blueberries. Their brains resisted the damage.
I love that, because our listeners don't want magic pills, they want real food. But David, let me ask, does it actually translate to seniors here on Earth?
Oh, absolutely. Multiple studies confirm it. For example, a 2021 trial showed older adults who ate a daily cup of blueberries had sharper working memory and better reaction time than those who didn't. Another found improved blood flow to the brain, which is critical for preventing decline.
So, one small change, adding blueberries, could help someone keep their independence longer?
Yes, it's not the whole solution, but it's a powerful piece. And remember, blueberries also protect muscle by reducing inflammation, which helps prevent weakness and falls.
I can hear our listeners already saying, well, I'm buying blueberries tomorrow. But before they rush to the store, what should they know? Is any blueberry good enough?
Not all blueberries are equal. Fresh or frozen are best. Frozen actually lock in nutrients. But sugary jams, muffins, or processed snacks don't count. The key is whole blueberries, half a cup to a cup a day.
I knew you were going to say the muffin doesn't count. But I think that's encouraging because frozen blueberries are affordable and anyone can keep a bag in their freezer.
And here's another twist. Blueberries don't just help memory short-term. Studies show long-term blueberry consumption can slow the very shrinkage of the hippocampus we talked about earlier. That's huge.
That is huge because so many seniors feel like they're powerless. But here you're saying a simple daily habit could actually slow brain aging.
Exactly. And I want every listener to hear this. It's never too late. Even if you're in your 70s or 80s, your brain can still benefit. The hippocampus has plasticity. It can grow new connections, and blueberries give it the fuel.
Friends, this is why we do this show, because knowledge is power. And when you know that a bag of blueberries can help keep your memories intact, that's not just science, that's hope.
But Susan, we should also be clear. Blueberries alone won't erase dementia. They're one tool. The bigger picture is diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management. If someone eats blueberries, but also smokes heavily and sleeps 3 hours a night, the benefits shrink.
Right. And I think our listeners respect that honesty. This isn't a miracle cure. It's a daily defense.
Well said. And the exciting part, NASA's research on blueberries sparked a wave of studies into other foods with similar properties. And in a moment, I'll share a second forgotten food, one that seniors overlook every day, even though it could protect memory just as powerfully.
Oh, you see what you just did? You opened another loop. Now I want to know what that second food is.
And we'll get there. But let's first give our listeners a simple plan, because knowing blueberries are helpful is one thing, making them part of your life is another. So, as promised, let's talk about that second food. Because blueberries are powerful, yes, but pairing them with the right partner takes the effect even further. The food NASA also studied, and which most seniors overlook every single day, is walnuts.
Walnuts! I think half our listeners just looked at the nut bowl on their counter.
And they should. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which feed the brain's cell membranes. NASA saw this as critical for astronauts because their brains were under constant stress. For seniors, walnuts do the same thing. They help neurons stay flexible and improve communication between brain cells.
So blueberries act like a shield and walnuts act like fuel?
Exactly. Blueberries protect neurons from damage, walnuts strengthen them. A 2019 clinical trial showed seniors who ate a handful of walnuts daily had better memory scores and slower cognitive decline than those who didn't.
And it's practical. Most people can snack on a small handful without much effort.
Yes, but here's the catch. You need the right amount. About a quarter cup a day is enough. Too much, and you're just adding calories without extra benefit.
I love how simple this is. No complicated recipe, no expensive pill, just half a cup of blueberries, a handful of walnuts, and you're giving your brain a daily upgrade.
And when you combine the two, you're doing something scientists call synergy. The antioxidants in blueberries and the omega-3s in walnuts actually enhance each other's effect.
Like a brain-protecting duo.
Exactly. And here's something seniors will appreciate. This duo doesn't just help memory. It also reduces inflammation in muscles and joints, which means fewer aches, better balance, and less risk of fall.
I'm picturing our listeners tomorrow morning spooning blueberries and walnuts over yogurt. That's a memory shield in a bowl.
And it's delicious. That matters too, because if a habit isn't enjoyable, people won't stick with it.
But David, let's be honest. Many seniors struggle with doctors who dismiss these kinds of solutions. They say food can't make that big of a difference. What do you say to that?
I say the research speaks louder than opinion. NASA didn't invest in blueberries and walnuts for marketing. They did it because astronauts' lives depended on it, and seniors' independence depends on it too. The evidence is clear. Diet changes the trajectory of memory.
Friends, if your doctor brushes this off, don't let that silence you. You can politely say, "Doctor, I read NASA research showing blueberries and walnuts protect memory. Can we talk about how I can add this safely?" That opens the door.
Beautifully said. And when you bring it up that way, you're not challenging your doctor, you're inviting a conversation. That's powerful.
And that's what we want for you, to feel confident, not dismissed.
Susan, I think the deeper message here is this. Memory decline isn't just fate. Seniors can take daily actions that matter. NASA's Forgotten Snack is just one example, but it's a symbol of something bigger. The science is on your side.
I couldn't agree more. And friends, if today gave you hope, please stay with us. Subscribe if you haven't already, because each week we bring you discoveries like this, tools you can actually use, not just theories.
And Susan, should we give them a hint about what's coming next?
Let's just say it's about a morning routine most seniors already do, but they're doing it in a way that's hurting their memory instead of helping it. And once you hear it, you'll never look at your breakfast the same way again.
That's going to be a big one.
Until then, stay strong, stay sharp, and remember, your best years can still be ahead.